That's like, finally, I get to see it. I thought I had to die and say, I hope my kids get to see it. But you all are actually showing the diversity working together. Because if I look at Biden and Kamala, those are two different people on two different platforms with nothing in common. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Is that, am I right? It's because for me, Biden and Kamala, Biden said I'm not gonna lock up Trump. Kamala said I'm gonna lock Trump up. If there's a vaccine, Biden, I'm gonna take it. Kamala said I'm not taking it. Can somebody please get on one accord here? So Mr. Jenkins, I'm gonna ask you and Mr. Bridges, what are your concerns and what's your process if you are selected as president and vice president for the concept of the vaccine and the health of the COVID process?
Well, first of all, we got to listen to the doctors and the people that are making these vaccines, and we got to make sure it's safe. And once we get the green light, it's like the flu shot. I think the vaccine should be free. I think the flu shot should be free. 50%, only 50% of people get the flu shot, and still we have tens of thousands of people die from the flu. So we need to encourage people to get the shot once it's tested and good to go, and also encourage them to get the flu shot as well, but make it reasonable for price. So, in fact, that's a big thing about the flu shot. I went to go get one today, and they wanted $75 at Walgreens.
$75.
So that would deter a person that's a little hard up on dough to get a flu shot. But if it was free, look at what it would save if it was free and they didn't get the flu and didn't die. And it caused medical people to take care of them, et cetera, et cetera. It makes sense to do these things as long as they're safe.
I agree with Doug on that one. We want to make sure that stuff they're giving people is safe. Because we don't want you just to give it to the homeless folks and they dying off day by day or minute by minute.
I'm in agreement. I'm truly in agreement. Because this is... I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Jenkins.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to what you were talking about, the homeless with COVID. In Wisconsin, especially in Dane County, Madison, COVID was a good thing for the homeless because they took them all out of the shelters, the Salvation Army, I'm talking 300 maybe, and put them up in hotels and got them their own room, and they're still in these rooms. So that was a good thing for them, and it kept them safer up to this point, but they're going to have to go back out on the street here after they run out of money putting them up. And here again, I believe that we need to find every one of these fallen human beings and assign them a life coach that can talk to them every day to inspire them to do their part to get back out in the economy. They don't need a handout, they need a hand up.
Indeed, indeed. And that's very agreeable. That's very agreeable. What would you say to the individuals who obviously respect everything from that aspect, but would also want to hear what your ideas are on like foreign policy, the economy, things of that nature?
Foreign policy. Well, first of all, our military is in 150 countries right now.
Right.
We killed the numbers I got, we killed approximately 30,000 civilians in Afghanistan, probably as many as in Iraq. Yeah, we're losing Americans. We're losing them every day. We killed 1 million civilians in Vietnam. Do not kill somewhere was written on a tablet. I don't know what we don't understand about it. Now, if they're coming after us in our country is one thing. But when we're out there, I think we need to relook at all that stuff. The budget for the Defense Department, I think, is around 800 to 900 billion. We're in 150 countries, like I said. I think we need to relook at all of that and bring our soldiers home to our country here and use them as we need them here. And one of the things about the war and the wars we're in or the countries we're threatening, I read about, I want to say 8 months ago, that there were 7 countries Donald Trump wanted to take out. I read that. I wish I would have took a screenshot, but I didn't, so I can't find it. Now, if these countries seen that statement, you probably got to guess who they are. And I think this is something that we got to avoid. I would start, and I talked to Aaron about this, I would start the 16th department in the executive branch. The department would be called the Department of Peace, and we'd pull in the best people, the smartest people. We'd figure out how to make peace, foreign and domestic. We can't keep fighting wars that we shouldn't be fighting.
So, I want to ask you this again, Mr. Junior. This is what legend. Since we're talking about wars, we have a war right here in America. It's called Black Lives Matter. Now, for your independent opponent, what I realize is she cannot say Black Lives Matter. She's dodging that with everything in her heart and her mind and in her spirit. I've actually chatted with her for a minute, well, but not too deep. But from my understanding, I have yet to hear her mention Black Lives Matter. With the police brutality, with all the evidence that's taken place, what's your stance on the Black Lives Matter?
Well, first of all, we need to do something about the training of the police, the frontline policemen out on the street. I would go as far as to follow some of the leads of 7 different countries where the policemen don't carry guns. Now, that might be unrealistic in America, but
Yeah. What is it? Since we're talking about wars, we have a war right here in America. It's called Black Lives Matter. Now, for your independent opponent, what I realize is she cannot say Black Lives Matter. She's dodging that with everything in her heart and her mind and in her spirit. I've actually chatted with her for a minute, well, but not too deep. But from my understanding, I have yet to hear her mention Black Lives Matter. With the police brutality, with all the evidence that's taken place, what's your stance on the Black Lives Matter?
well, first of all, we need to do something about the training of the police, the frontline policemen out on the street. I would go as far as to follow some of the leads of 7 different countries where the policemen don't carry guns. Now, that might be unrealistic in America, but
Yeah.
I think we need to give it a try. If those police officer didn't have bullets in his gun there in Kenosha, he never would have shot that guy.
That's
He
real.
never would have shot him. And he would have
That
had to
is
think
real.
about other options like walk away, wait until the situation chills down, something other than shooting somebody. Because if that was my kid that he shot, I'd be very angry.
Correct.
I'll be on the movie Time to Kill, because I ain't playing the radio with nobody if it was my job. So Mr. Jenkins, let me ask you this, because we, as a black man, we have the most fear and the most challenging situation of America, more than the homeless people, because even when we're trying to do right, we get punished. For example, we had one guy that was doing security for a party, and in that party, he was serving to protect, and the police came and killed him. So,
Wow.
so in this case, even when we're doing it right, we get in trouble, even if it's a small, minor mistake. For example, we have the 12-year-old, who had a toy gun, and the
Tamir
teacher
Rice.
called the police on this 12-year-old little boy because he had a toy gun on a virtual course. So,
Right, that hurt.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, as a president, is it possible in day one, can we get a bill for protection or something? Because, and I'll address this towards the Obama administration. He got on national television and cried his black tear for every black person that got killed. But in the case of it, when it turned around of that whole shed of tear, he still signed a bill to protect the police called the Blue Alert. Can we get rid of that?
Well, I don't know what it is, so I'd have to look into it. But one thing we need to do is we can't defund the police. We need police, but we need to make them accountable for their actions, especially the frontline soldiers. We need to make their leaders, their next chain of command up, to be accountable, to train them, to make sure that they do the right things, make the right calls when they're out there. And we need to do something about the bullets. We got to figure out something about the bullets. If they didn't have bullets, they wouldn't have done this, and a lot of hundreds, maybe thousands of other incidents where they had that handy, and then they had the backing of their people to that it was okay. So we need to change that. We need to change the training, the mentality, make them accountable, give them rewards and punishments for doing what they're doing or not doing. We gotta get a handle on this as soon as we can. I tell people, I was alive when Martin Luther King died. I was alive when John F. Kennedy died, and those two people were doing some great things, and had they made it and been alive, things would be different, but they're not. And we need to pick up where those guys left off in John Lewis and get it done in Washington this time. We need to get it done. Believe it or not, a lot of us, maybe most of us white people, are ready to get it done. We know that there's been injustices, and we knew that something was wrong, but we just didn't get it done. We didn't hire the right politicians to get it done, and this time we got to get it done.
Well, we have most white people who just turn their head. But Mr. Bridges, what's your thoughts right quick?
It's a new day, new time, new era. This is 2020. It's time to get rid of the old and bring in the new.
He's a big teddy bear.
Hey, we can't tell nobody that, man. I'm mean.
So what we're going to do, we're going to go to a break right quick, and we're going to have you to come up right back in, because we're going to have our inspirational moment with Miss Angie Harrison right quick. But stay near, because we want to make sure we get more details about you. Okay, Mr. Jenkins?
Wait, now you're going to call me back, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
All right, sir.
Thanks,
Hey, please.
Radio. How we do that?
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to play this track by the one and only. I don't know how did this man came up with this song.
Your boy.
Your boy, our boy, Darius, the King.
Yeah.
Choice.
Yeah. Love. They said, thank you so too much. Thank you so too much. I said, thank you way too much. Thank you way too much. I feel alcohol. Keep my know it all. You know what you
Go ahead, sir.
Over the White House.
Go vote.
Get Biden in the mouth.
Yeah.
Get Trump in the out now.
Oh, yeah. Let's have a vote on me.
Stop his ass out. Stop his ass out. We actually have Mr. Doug Jenkins on the line again, and we have his vice president candidate, Mr. Haroun. Mr. Doug, you still there with us? I think he has us on mute. But we got the vice president. Go ahead and start talking when you get a chance, Mr. Doug. We got you on the air already. All right?
We got vice presidential candidate in the building with us,
No,
Mr. Aaron Bridges.
Mr. Bridges.
Oh, yeah, I'm here, man. I'm just, like I said, I'm just here. I'm glad to have a chance to talk about what's really going on in society and the changes that we need in society.
Indeed.
I'm tired of people talking and not walking.
Indeed.
No.
We tired of people telling us how we gonna look out for the people. We gonna make sure they good. We gonna make sure they get what they want. We gonna make sure this and that. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about the people. Not about what party you're about. It's about the people's party.
Yes.
The Democrats and Republicans both have forgotten it. It is the people's party.
Yes.
They voted you in, and they can walk you out.
Yep. Wow.
Dr. King, Malcolm X.
Thank you, man.
before you go any farther,
It's real.
I just need to know, bro. I gotta know. Because the last time you was here,
Oh yeah.
the last time you was here, which was 2 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
we was over here talking about you running for mayor, and your word was, I'm thinking about it.
Yep, key word. That's what I said. I was thinking about it, but then God said, I got something else big for you. I'm going to have you run for vice president and start you out to a whole new world to where you can make a change and help your people.
But hold on. We can't go there. Because when you got to go submit yourself for mayor,
Mm-hmm.
you end up
I
running
was senator.
for senator.
I was getting ready to run for senator.
For District 39, correct?
Uh-huh.
And then you right, man. Listen, let me tell y'all something. God will turn anything around for you if you just go ahead and do what you believe in.
Indeed.
Now, I'm not saying that in the spiritual realm. I'm not saying that God said, because I don't believe in all that stuff. Because God is whoever He is to me. You make God whoever He is to you. Because nobody can tell you who your God is. God can be my mother when He's your father. So therefore, if God is a spirit. So let's put that out there. So if God is your Muslim, is Yahweh in Muslim faith? Allah.
Gang.
See, I'm trying to stay away from religion because religion will destroy you. Because again, your Christian community just raised over $700,000 for the murderer of the 17-year-old who shot the 3 protesters but killed 2. And called self-defense when he put himself on the ground. But yeah, but yet y'all want to suspend a little boy for having a Nerf gun on the video. Yeah, and y'all came the same day. The same day.
Sure did.
Didn't call help. What's called the DFACS.
No.
Just to investigate on the 12-year-old. Mr. Love, you still there with us? Come on, you man, because we want to talk to you. We need some answers. We need to know what you're going to do. So, Mr. Bridger, what are your plans as a VP?
My plans is like to make changes. Like I was just saying, we got to make sure, like with the schools, we got to make sure with the police, we got to make sure that both communities are treated the same. Because like with these kids going through a lot of these schools right now, man. You know what I'm saying? You got people arguing about, we're going to send them back to even go back to school. If you know that this COVID is controlling our world and killing us, please don't put these babies in harm's way.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's going on. That's what our government officials are doing. They so care about their money and making money and thinking they leaders. That's not being a leader. That's being a fool.
So let me ask you this, because I'm a history freak. Do you feel this COVID is an excuse for the alligator babies? Because to me, that's what it feels like.
What?
That they are putting our kids in harm's danger for their gain and their found and their wealth.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can respect that, man. Believe me, somebody making money off this COVID.
Exactly.
Hold on, is being an alligator baby something like being a great baby?
No, back in the days, when
That's my old other name. Like, damn.
no, back in the days when in slavery, they used to have a competition down in Florida. Where,
I know where this is going.
yeah, they used to have a competition to hunt and hunt alligators.
Right.
Who catch the biggest alligator.
Right.
But in the case of it, they would turn around and use black babies as bait.
Bait. Yep.
And therefore,
I've seen that in the paper. I've seen that. I read that.
Oh, Doug, y'all done woke Doug up now. President Doug, you woke up now.
That got real.
there we go. I need to hear your voice, Mr. Jenkins. So, in the case of it, when I look at what's going on in society, the only reason they're trying to force kids back to school, because for me, they just want the parents to go back to work to make minimum wage, risk their life to make them richer, because they can pay for the vaccine and whatever the case may be. Because I'm still trying to understand how COVID could be so world spread, but Trump has not gotten it. So
I was curious about that myself, and some something isn't passing the smell test for this whole thing, and I don't know what it is. I hope we get to the bottom of it, but until then, we need to at least pay attention to the doctors and the people out there. Everybody's kind of scared. Teachers are getting sick, kids are getting sick. It's just
Take over the White House.
White House.
Yeah. Party in this house.
Go ahead.
Take over the White House.
Go vote.
Get Biden in them out.
Yeah.
Get Trump in them out now.
Oh yeah, let's have a vote on me.
Stop his ass out. Stop his ass out. We actually have Mr. Doug Jenkins on the line again, and we have his vice president candidate, Mr. Aaron. Mr. Doug, you still there with us? I think he has us on mute. But we got the vice president. Go ahead and start talking when you get a chance, Mr. Doug. We got you on the air already. All right?
We got vice presidential candidate in the building with us,
No,
Mr. Aaron Bridges.
Mr. Bridges.
Oh yeah, I'm here, man. I'm just like I said, I'm just here. I'm glad to have a chance to talk about what's really going on in society and the changes that we need in society.
Indeed.
I'm tired of people talking and not walking.
Indeed.
No.
We tired of people telling us how we gonna look out for the people. We gonna make sure they good. We gonna make sure they get what they want. We gonna make sure this and that. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about the people. Not about what party you're about. It's about the people's party.
Yes.
The Democrats and Republicans both have forgotten it. It is the people's party.
Yes.
They voted you in, and they can walk you out.
Yep. Wow.
Dr. King, Malcolm X.
Thank you, man.
before you go any further,
It's real.
I just need to know, bro. I gotta know. Because the last time you was here,
Oh yeah.
the last time you was here, which was
Hold on. Is being an alligator baby something like being a great baby?
no back in the days when
That's my old other name. Like, damn.
no back in the days when in slavery they used to have a competition down in Florida where
I know where this is going.
yeah they used to have a competition to hunt and hunt alligators
Right.
so catch the biggest alligator.
Right.
But in the case of it, they would turn around and use black babies
As
bait.
bait. Yep. Yep.
And therefore,
I've seen that in the paper. I've seen that. I read that.
Oh,
There we go. Y'all done woke up on that. President Doug, you woke up now.
That got real.
there we go. I need to hear your voice, Mr. Jenkins. So, in the case of it, when I look at what's going on in society, the only reason they're trying to force kids back to school because, for me, they just want the parents to